The founders in the Constitution offered two types of money. Federal money, which was created by Congress, but they also allowed for state money as long as it was gold and silver coin. That's really not a thing these days. The states don't issue that, but it's in the Constitution. Ultimately, the federal government created the Federal Reserve, and we've had all sorts of innovation to money since then. State currency was limited to gold and silver coins because of the differing values of paper money from one state to another. I've got all this foreign money. Can you imagine if there were 50 different sets of money, one for every state? The founders wanted to avoid that sort of mess. It should be noted the founders actually didn't even grant the federal government the ability to print paper money either. They rejected a clause that would have expressly granted that power, but they also rejected a clause that would have expressly denied the power to print paper money. So let me quote from Money and the Constitution. It says, although the Constitution does not state that the federal government has the power to print paper currency, the Supreme Court in McCulloch versus Maryland, 1819, ruled unanimously that the Second Bank of the United States and the banknotes it issued on behalf of the federal government were constitutional. So where does that leave the state money idea? Well, reading further, same source. If the federal government only is permitted to issue money, coin, or paper, then how could state banks issue money? State banks did not coin money, nor did they print any official national currency. However, state banks could print bills of credit in exchange for specie deposits, specie meaning metal. These notes would bear the issue's bank name and entitle the bearer to the note's face value in gold or silver upon presentation to the bank. State bank notes were a form of representative money. They were not gold or silver, but they represented it. The notes were more convenient for conducting large transactions than their specie counterparts. And more importantly, for the extension of credit, they could be produced easily, whereas gold and silver stock of the nation was relatively small and for the most part declining. The Supreme Court ruled in 1837 in Briscoe versus Bank of Kentucky that state banks and the notes they issued were also constitutional. Now that may seem arcane, but it is in fact very relevant to solving the biggest economic warfare risks we face today. Can this tiny phrase in the U.S. Constitution solve modern economic warfare? Well, let's look at the three problems we mentioned so far. Problem number one is inflation. Problem number two, foreign economic warfare, where China and Russia want to destroy the dollar, destroy our economy, and we have $30 trillion of debt that's helping them do it. And problem number three, the domestic economic warfare, where the government could try to debank any citizen that the government doesn't like using emergency powers. So here's our plan. We're going to put two good ideas together and see if we can make something truly great. We know, number one, that states can make gold and silver coin to be legal tender in their state. That's clear from Article 1, Section 10. Now, it's not very convenient. It's got some problems. It's a good store of value, but it's not a good unit of account. You can't shave off a few flakes to pay for your coffee. It's not a good means of exchange. It's not precise as a standard of deferred payment. It's really hard to get down because, here's a 10th ounce gold coin right there. And it really is a problem. But you know what's good for those? Cryptocurrency.